Photoshop, Chapter 6. This is Stage 2, creating custom vector shapes. We're going to create and edit a basic vector shape. Choose the rectangle tool, which is going to be nested with the ellipse and the polygon and the custom shape tool, as well as the line tool. And then pick the fill, and in the fill on the options panel you're going to pick the color picker. You can drag that up out of the way and find yourself a nice medium magenta. Now everybody's going to choose something different, so everybody's color is going to look a little bit different, but pick a nice medium colored magenta and then say OK. In the option bar, click the stroke swatch to also open the color picker, and pick a nice medium yellow. In the options bar, make your stroke to be 25 pixels. Let's get a corner radius of 0 pixels so that our corners are square. Click and drag on the left side of the canvas to create a new shape and a new shape layer. In the Properties panel, deselect the Maintain Aspect Ratio option and make the width 430, the height 675, and place the X and Y to 0. That's going to position this in the corner. In the Property panel, you're going to need to probably scroll down so that you can open the Set Align Type for Stroke menu and choose the bottom setting. In the Layers panel, drag the rectangle one layer until it is immediately above the bricks layer. In the Tools panel, choose the Direct Selection tool, which is going to be nested with the Path Selection tool. Click the top right anchor point of the rectangle to select only that point. Click the selected anchor point and press the Shift key and drag it left to move only that anchor point. So click and hold, press your Shift, and drag left. Release the mouse button when the line preview appears to match the angle of the A in the logo. Then release your mouse before you release the Shift. Click Yes in the warning message. Next, we're going to create and edit a custom vector shape. Go up to Window and open your Shapes panel. In the Shapes panel, look to see if you have Legacy Shapes and More available. If that is not available, go into the Options and download Legacy Shapes and More. Otherwise, expand the file, and we're looking for all legacy default shapes. Which is way at the bottom. And within that, we're looking for talk bubbles. So expand that. Click the Talk 8 shape and drag it onto the canvas. The new shape should fill and the stroke should appear with whatever was used last. So you should have the magenta fill with the heavy gold stroke. Press Enter to finalize the new shape on the canvas. In the Layers panel, double-click the Talk 8 layer name to rename it Starburst. And then enter. In the Layers panel, drag the Starburst layer to be immediately above the Rectangle 1 layer. Review the options in the Properties panel. In the Appearance section, change the fill to white. Change the stroke to 5 pixels. In the Transform section of the Properties panel, click the Flip Horizontal button and define the shape's position as 465 pixels and the Y position as 310. With the shape layer selected in the Layers panel, press the Ctrl and T at the same time to enter Free Transform mode. Click and drag the bottom right corner of the shape until it fills that area a little bit better underneath the heading text. You can move the other corners around too as you see fit to get it the way you want it to be. Everybody's is going to look a little bit different. When you're done, press Enter to finalize the transformation. In the Tools panel, choose the Direct Selection tool and click the lowest corner point on the Starburst to select it. Click and drag to move that up and to the left. Okay, so just like in Illustrator, you're going to have to be real picky with this, and you'll have to click off to deselect. This thing is now a regular vector path, so you can individually move things around. Move the points around until the text has white underneath all of it. So you can make this look however you want it to. Just pull and drag. As long as the secondary text is entirely within that white shape, you're good. Next, we're going to create warped text. Pick up your horizontal type tool and select the After School Arts Program layer. Now, they don't really tell you this in the book, but it doesn't really work unless you go ahead and put an insertion point somewhere in that text. Then select the Create Warped Text button. In the dialog box for Style, you're going to select Rise. There it is. And with the horizontal button selected, define a 10% bend, and then using the Move tool, move the warp text up so that it doesn't touch the little starburst thing. Be sure to keep the type entirely below that horizontal ruler guide near the top of the canvas. If you don't have enough space there, then go in and pick up your Direct Select tool and rework that starburst. Next, in the Layers panel, select the Bricks layer and choose Edit, Transform, Warp. In the Options bar, open the Warp menu and also select Rise. In the Options bar, you're going to change the bend also to 10%. Take a look at that and then change the bend value down to 5% and change the horizontal distortion value to 15%. After you've done that, click the Commit button or press Enter. That will finalize the warp. And then save your file.